Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. I help you implement systems and strategies in order to overcome the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified of all of my future videos. Today, I'm going to be talking about the personal development resources that I'm going to be using with my 2 high schoolers this year for our homeschool. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so I did put out a little poll asking if people would be interested in hearing what we're using for kind of personal development resources for my teenagers, for my high schoolers this year, and there were a lot of people that wanted to see them. Now, this is not a class for credit for my kids. Could you create a credit class for personal development, time management, all of the things? Yes, you absolutely could. But this was something that I started a few years ago with my older kids because I wanted to teach them more about goal setting, more about time management, work on executive skills, all kinds of just I don't know, a lot of it was time management and goal related as I was starting the upper middle high school years with Emma and Jack. And so we started reading some books specifically for teens and really enjoyed them. So I'm going to share 4 books that I am planning to go through with my kids this year. Again, it is not for credit, and it is something that I try to do a couple of times a week, and I do read these books to my kids and we have a lot of discussion and they just draw or do whatever while I am reading and we're talking about it. It's very low energy. It does not need a lot of prep work or anything like that. So the first book is actually relating kind of to all of my tech detox stuff that I was chatting about at the beginning of the year relating to my goals, and it is My Tech-Wise Life by Amy Crouch and Andy Crouch. Amy Crouch is his daughter. Andy wrote The Tech-Wise Family, which I really enjoyed reading, and I read that pretty much every year just to give me a little bit of encouragement regarding technology and how my family uses technology. So I wanted to read this to my kids. My kids are not tech-free. We are not a tech-free household. A lot of my interests are computer related. A lot of my kids' interests are computer related. We use technology a lot in our homeschool, especially as we've gotten into the high school years, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But understanding how to use technology wisely is very important to me. I always strive for creating before you consume, and that is what I have stressed the most in our home for my kids, to make sure they are creating before they're consuming. So for instance, when Jack was younger, he loves video games. So if he created a video game on Scratch or through some other programming thing on the computer, that was okay. If he's just going to sit down and play on the Switch all day, that is not okay. So, you know, a little bit of learning. I'm always trying to sneak a little bit of learning into everything, but I'm really excited to share this book with the kids. I have already read this when it came out. I ordered it and read it because I like The Tech-Wise Family so much. So I think it'll be interesting for my kids to hear the experience of somebody who did not have technology growing up in their home. I don't think they got a TV until their kids were in double digits. They did not get phones until they were in high school. That's similar to us. My oldest did not get a phone until she was in driver's ed and needed it. So that is the first book. The next book is a little bit different, and I actually saw this, oh gosh, I'm not gonna remember. I'm going to link her channel below. She actually came out with kind of like a life skills course this year that she is selling. We did not purchase that, but the book that she referenced, this Home Ec for Everyone, I thought that sounded really good. And it is cooking, sewing, laundry and clothing, domestic arts, life skills. There are all kinds of different things to do in this book. It's not super flashy or anything like that, but there are all kinds of recipes and how to do different things, which I think is very important for kids to learn as they are in high school. Emma loves cooking. Jack does not, but he does some of the stuff that he needs to. But I just thought that this would be a good reference book for us. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to implement it. It might be something where we just choose a project weekly to do on Friday, which is our screen-free day. I think that's most likely what will happen. So I don't know if we will make it through this entire book this year. It might be something that we continue doing. There are a lot of like dessert type things in here. Do we really need to cook a dessert all the time? Probably not. Some of the things could probably be done, you know, multiple projects in a week, but I saw this book that she recommended and I thought it looked really good. So this is the next book that we're going to be using. This third book is actually a book that I started with Emma right at the end of the school year, and that is What Color is Your Parachute? Your Guide to a Lifetime of Meaningful Work and Career Success. And we got about 100 pages in, and I think that it is a really good book. It's very, very detailed, trying to figure out personalities and matching skills with what you want to do in the future. I have enjoyed using this, and so we are going to continue it. I'm not reading it with Jack right now. I don't think that he needs this book right now, but Emma is just kind of at that point where she is unsure what she wants to do after graduation. I've talked about this a lot. She is a year ahead of her peers for homeschool graduation. She only needs one English credit to graduate this year. She is not all that interested in doing dual enrollment this year, so we're not doing dual enrollment. She does have the opportunity to graduate in the spring and then get free community college through our state. She wants to be an author, and she has been working on a novel for the past year. She's revising it right now and would like to submit it to publishers by the end of the year. And so by the end of the 2024. So she's just unsure what she wants to do. Because she's just 16, I feel like she has plenty of time to figure out what she wants to do, and I don't want to rush her. In fact, I might do a little video about dual enrollment. I know I've mentioned it in several places recently, our choice not to do dual enrollment, whereas I think a lot of homeschool high schoolers automatically go that route, and I think that if you want to, I think it's an amazing opportunity, but I don't think it's necessary. And I do think that some high school homeschoolers make it sound like it's necessary. But I've said this before, I did not take college classes when I was in high school. I went to public high school, and I did totally fine in college when I went at a traditional time. So we're just kind of up in the air trying to figure out what she wants to do. Do I expect her to have everything figured out? Absolutely not, because I did not know what I wanted to do. I went into college thinking that I was going to major in psychology. I ended up majoring in economics and business, and now I am a homeschool mom and a content creator and a homeschool coach, and was not even on my radar when I was in college. So I think that this is a really good resource trying to pinpoint, you know, what are your skills and what are the careers that would fit those skills, and then what do you need in order to achieve those goals with those particular career paths. And then the final book that I have that we're going to be using this year is Getting Things Done for Teens by David Allen. I just read and I think in the middle of June I finished Getting Things Done by David Allen, and it was really, really good, all about organizing your thoughts, brain dumping, having systems in place to deal with all of the things that kind of weigh on you mentally. Highly recommend it. It's a little dry, but I really enjoy productivity books. I think that it was really good. I think especially how he organizes things, kind of the flow of having the idea or having the stuff to deal with, and then organizing it and categorizing it and figuring out which things are most important and need to be dealt with immediately, which things can be delegated or put off or, you know, just deleted right off your list. But having that system in place so that you're not holding all of that mental weight is very, very important. It's something that I've been doing for years, and it's something that we're talking a lot about over in my membership community as well. So I think that this will be good for the kids, and I think that they will enjoy it. I want them to learn a lot of this stuff that I did not learn until I was, you know, much later in life, earlier, so that they are able to come up with goals and figure out projects to accomplish those goals and just make progress in the way that they want to. So Those are the 4 books that we're going to be using this year. I am going to share a few other books that we've done in the past, just in case you want to use one of those books. The first one that we actually started with years and years ago was this Life Skills for Kids by Christine M. Field, and I definitely recommend it. It's definitely more for elementary age kids, but it kind of gives you all kinds of different ideas. Let me see if I can find a good page here. So responsibility in the small things, people skills, in the home skills, life navigation, time organization, space organization, around the house, money, healthy habits, your mind's life, spiritual habits. So this is something that I will probably start with Lucy in the coming year as well, but definitely recommend this. And along the same lines, we did this a couple of years ago, Life Skills for Teens by Karen Harris. And this, again, it's kind of similar to the home ec book. It talks about nutrition labels, it talks about hygiene, it talks about first aid, budgeting, setting goals, all of that kind of stuff. It's a really cute, fast, easy book, good discussion. Definitely recommend this. The next book is a book that is very, very old, but I really did like it. Finding the Career That Fits You. It has all kinds of like skills assessments in here to help you pinpoint what your skills are and how to use those skills for different careers. I know it's really old. I think it came out in like 1999. Yeah, so this came out in like 1998. So obviously it's very, very old, but I think a lot of the personality stuff in here is very helpful and gives your kids a good idea of what their strengths are. And I kind of like that it does it almost outside of computers, that it's more skill-based, not what are your technological skills, but more, what are your actual skills from your brain. So I do think that this is a good book. I know that not everybody would want to use it because it is so old, but I did like it. And then the last book, which I absolutely loved, and I've raved about this book for years now, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. I have the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People that I read. I read it in college. I think it was part of my business, one of my business classes, maybe marketing, I'm not sure, but loved this book. This is by Sean Covey, and it is the son of the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So much good discussion in here. So much good discussion in here. Definitely recommend as a read aloud. There is quite a bit that doesn't really impact my particular family because my kids are not in public school, and I feel like we have a really open, honest relationship, whereas some kids that are in public school, more friend-focused relationships, not necessarily looking at their parents as the authority on all of the things. So some of the stories did not apply to us. We skipped some of the stories and focused more on the actual habits themselves, but really enjoyed this book. So those are all of the books that we're going to be using this year and some of the books that we've used in the past. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions for me, you can certainly let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. I will leave everything linked below so you can check them out on your own. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.